All right, we are here with Owen McCown, former Rusk Eagle, current UTSA Roadrunner. Owen, how are we doing today?
Doing good. Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I know it's been a while since you last played the your last football game. It was the Myrtle Beach Bowl, a win over Coastal Carolina, 44-15. You were the MVP of that game, 23 of 30, 254 yards, a touchdown. You also had four rushes for 46 yards. Just talk to me a little bit about that game. First off, I want to know it was a 10 a.m. kick. So how was that as a early kickoff? And then just talk to me a little bit about that game.
Yeah. So obviously, during bowl week, you're there for about a week at the bowl site. So we got to get used to the place a little bit. But we were fortunate to have some other morning games. So the 10 a.m. wasn't too bad for our group. Obviously, we came out with a huge win. Came out the gates fast, executed well on offense, defense, even special teams having a kick return there. So overall, it was a great win.
Well, and just talk to me a little bit about the season too. You ended it on a high note, like you said, with that big bowl win to finish 7-6 on the year. I know it's not the year that the Roadrunners wanted to have as a whole, but if you could look back, what are some good things that the team did this past season that you can build on?
Yeah, well, I think the good things were lessons learned. From a shaky start, there was one point losing that last second play to Rice that we really could have that whole year just went on a complete decline and we didn't. We just stayed in that thing together and responded as a group and finished up that second half of the season really well.
And personally for you, what are some things that you want to work on in this off season that maybe you didn't think you did as well this past season that you can improve on?
Yeah, well, I think looking back on the film, getting some time to watch, every game, in the off season, but early on in the early season, I took some bad sacks, could have been quick with my feet, quick with reads, and as the year progressed, I thought I got better at that, and our offense executed better because of it. So I'm just continuing to clean that up from a time perspective, better decisions in the pocket, things like that.
Well, and I want to ask you too. I know that obviously UTSA didn't get in this conversation this year, but it's very possible next year UTSA could be a part of the 12-team playoff that we got to see this year. I'm just curious on your thoughts on kind of the whole 12-team playoff and kind of your thoughts on it and just watching it from the outside.
Yeah, I think it's great. Obviously fans love it. There's chance for more teams, more schools like UTSA, as you saw, like Boise State, to get in there and compete with the big dogs. So I think it's a great idea because it really gives all of us a chance.
Yeah, it definitely opens up avenues for everybody now. So, talk to me a little bit about this off season. What does the off season look like for you? I mean, I know, like you said, you played your last game about a month ago now. So what does kind of the off season look like as you ramp up getting ready for the next season?
Yeah, so fortunately on offense, we weren't able to lose, too many guys. We actually retained a lot of them. So it's just really just from a quarterback, receiver standpoint, tight end, running back, just maintaining that chemistry through routes and continue to get bigger, stronger, and physical in the weight room. And when spring ball comes, it'll just be all about execution.
All right, awesome. Well, before I let you get out of here, I got to ask you, we got the Super Bowl coming up, and it's the Eagles versus the Chiefs. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 57. Now, I don't know if you have any rooting interest for either one of those teams, but who are you pulling for in the Super Bowl, and what are your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pulling for one or the other. But it's kind of like they used to say about Brady. It's hard to bet against Mahomes. So I'll probably lean towards the Chiefs winning that one just because he is on that side of the ball.
It is tough to pick against Mahomes, absolutely. And speaking of quarterbacks, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about your dad. You know, as the quarterback coach for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about him possibly taking a head coaching job at one of these other scenarios or situations. I'm curious your thoughts. Do you think he would make a good NFL head coach? And does he talk to you about that process and like what goes into all that?
Yeah, I think that's his ultimate goal is wanting to be a head coach. I think just, obviously my dad, so I'm a little biased towards it, but he's just a great leader among other men, and I've got to witness that my whole life. So I think ultimately that's where he wants to be. But, right now he's the quarterback coach at the Vikings, and he loves that job.
And have you, with him being at the Vikings, like Sam Darnold specifically, have you been able to talk to Sam and kind of get any pointers from him or any other quarterbacks in that Vikings quarterback room?
Yeah, so just getting to be around, obviously we had our season, they had theirs, so there weren't many crossings, but the few times there were, like back in training camp, when I get to, peek at them a little bit, just the professionality of it all, the way they work about their footwork and the details they take, just even in the quarterback room on the whiteboard, little things like that. Just the detail that those guys put into it is just obviously next level.
That's awesome, Owen. Well, man, congratulations on the great season that you had and winning MVP. Best of luck next year, and I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you for having me.
All right.